the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
What is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron, and I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick, get you a quick reaction to the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets series so far, Game 1 and Game 2. Now, the reason why I'm making this video, by the way, sorry about the audio, bear with me. I don't have my microphone right now, but I wanted to get you guys an immediate reaction today because this series I thought was going to be very competitive. And unfortunately, the Minnesota Timberwolves are up 2-0 last game, Game 2. They won by 26 points, 106-80. I didn't see that coming. I expected the Timberwolves to have the better team, the better roster, more depth. I looked at that, but one thing I didn't take into account was just how much more athletic they are, how much faster they are, and the fact that they have so many different guys that can really disrupt whatever Nikola Jokic is trying to do. Like, I thought Nikola Jokic, no matter who's guarding him, he was going to be unstoppable, but I thought that the other guys, it was going to be very hard for them to really get something going. Well, at the end of the day, everybody's not getting anything going, and the Minnesota Timberwolves defense has been stifling, has been very uncomfortable for Jamal Murray and for Nikola Jokic. I'm looking at last night's game. Bear with me real quick. Nikola Jokic, he shot 5 for 13, and Jamal Murray shot 3 for 18. So the two best players on the Denver Nuggets weren't able to get it going. Michael Porter Jr., 4 for 12. Aaron Gordon had the best game. He was 8 for 14. He had 20 points. But Jamal Murray had 8 points. Nikola Jokic had 16 points. He looked unstoppable against the Lakers. But against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he can't get it going. Even without Rudy Gobert, he couldn't get it going. And this team, they just look overmatched. It just seems like the Minnesota Timberwolves are that much better than the Denver Nuggets. I knew this was going to be a very difficult series for the Denver Nuggets because, again, I understood the personnel of the Timberwolves. And I said I still have Nuggets in 7 because I took into account I overvalued just the fourth quarter and the fact that I looked at these two teams and I said it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's going to be very close, and the better coach, the better player, the smarter basketball team, the more experienced basketball team, the team that has won a championship previously, they're going to prevail at the end. Well, I've been wrong so far. It hasn't really, I think Game 1, it came down to the wire, what was it, Saturday? Yeah, the Timberwolves won 106-99, and they were the better team down on the stretch, which was interesting because normally that doesn't happen to the Denver Nuggets. They're the team that normally out-executes the other team when it matters most, and they weren't able to do that in Game 1. And in Game 2, they just got absolutely obliterated. Game 1, Anthony Edwards, he had like 40? Ant-Man had 43 Game 1. He was absolutely unstoppable. And Karl-Anthony Towns, he shot the ball well with 20 points. Mike Conley, he had 14 points and 10 assists. Everything, every person on this team that was getting it going, Naz Reid, that they need to get it going, they were efficient, they were dominant, and they were playing defense. And that's what you have to do against the Denver Nuggets. And on Monday night, it was a collective effort. Just looking at the box score again, I know I'm box score watching and everything, but I did watch the game as well. Ant-Man had 27, 11 for 17 shooting. Mike Conley, he only had 4 points, but guess what? Karl-Anthony Towns had 27 points on 10 for 15 shooting. Then you had Naz Reid with 14 points. You had Nickeil Alexander with 14 points. They're getting contributions from other guys besides the main two stars, and they're playing fantastic defense. I'm stunned. I'm very stunned, and I hate to break it to people, but the way that this is looking, this is not a lack of execution by the Nuggets. This is just one team has better guys than the other. That's what it's shaping up to be. And I don't know if the Denver Nuggets can make any sort of adjustments that will change the tide of this series. Because right now, the Timberwolves, they just look like the faster, the more athletic, the quicker, and they have more depth. I can't see the Nuggets being able to stop that. And this season, I was looking at their team, and I was like, you lose Jeff Green, you lose Bruce Brown. Those were key role players for your title title run, and for them to not have that and then go to like a 6 or 7 man rotation and putting a lot on the shoulders of Murray and Jokic, this is what happens. And the Timberwolves, they look like a shoo-in to get to the NBA championship. They look like the favorite right now, just with their dominance. And I mean, I've seen it before. Teams have gone down 0-2 before, but this looks different. This looks like a mismatch, and we'll see from here. Check out my other videos. I posted a video yesterday with our predictions, me and Brian's predictions, and we talked about the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Nuggets series. Get sort of my insight on that as well, and I'm gonna post another video of that segment. So check that out. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Just let me be me.